Army has no right to enforce curfew by shooting people, Falana revealed. Barrister Femi Falana, senior advocate of Nigerian San, in this phone interview with cable television Arise TV on Wednesday, speaks on the attack on peaceful protesters at the Lekki toll gate in Lagos. Akinwumi King monitored the interview from Lagos and bring the excerpts. For the benefit of Nigerians, please, can you help us break down these broadcasts published in national dailies on how the federal government has mishandled the NSAS protest and what could be done at this time that there is anarchy on the street? First of all, I am shocked beyond expression because what has happened in the past few hours in our country speaks volume with respect to mismanagement of protest in our country. And what I was saying in the broadcast essentially in that whereas this protest was has lasted for about 11 days, was very peaceful, well organized, well conducted, and I can say this without any fear of contradiction. I have been taking part in protesting since my undergraduate days. In fact, as far back as 1978, when we had the Ali must go crisis of that year against commercialization of education in Nigeria. And since then, I have led protests. I have taken part in protests, and I can tell you that I have never witnessed the degree of organizational capacity and commitment of the young men and women who have engaged in this protest. Do you think the organization or the government can meet the demands of the protesters? For me, it was so easy to meet the 5 point demands of the protesters. But what did the government do? They just embarked on name change from SARS to SWAT. And you men and women were asked to wait for more reforms. Unfortunately, like our own generation, the young men and women have been used to promises that were never fulfilled. So they say if we leave the street, we are sure it is going to be business as usual, and therefore we shall remain peaceful. In our point, please carry out other reforms while we remain on the streets staging our peaceful protests. Unfortunately, sponsored talks were allowed to introduce mayhem into what was acknowledged all over the world as peaceful. People are mistaken, and what I am saying in my article is that what is the role of the state? It is to deal with criminal elements. And in all the picture that I have seen, I have never seen footage where the security forces, the police in particular, have fired tear gas, coinsters, or fired rubber bullets, or used water cannons to disperse the protesters or the criminal elements. I have taken part in protests before, and there was no time that the government wanted to disperse us that they did not ask the police to use very concentrated tear gas. Coincidence what has happened in this case. Thank you for listening to this news. My viewers, from the beginning, Femi Falana has never been in support of this heinous crime committed by the government. And that is why you can see that he's very much free without any blemish or attack. Femi Falana is the only human rights activist that I know that has chosen to stand out in the midst of evil. This reminds me of his refusal of his refusal of accepting any office from the president. Because I remember that the president offered him an office as a commissioner, but because he understood the president and he knows his kind of person, and because he doesn't want to take part in any blemish administration, because any administration that is blemish, definitely the people in that administration are will also share from the blemishness. So because he doesn't want to be a part of that, he turned down that offer immediately. He said he's contented with what he is, and which is true. You see that? And now, what he said that made him to turn down the offer is now what is happening. What are we saying? It's not what is happening. As if he has seen that. He believes so much in in that fact that so far it is President Mobori that is the president of the country, that definitely the administration is going to be blemished. You see that? So what are we saying? So my viewers, Femi Falana has has been a very good human rights activist that has been speaking up for the youth. I remember how he stood out for the youth during the protest. He spoke endlessly. He was the first human rights activist to call on President Mobari to stay clear from the youth. He told the President Mobari that he mustn't make that mistake of rolling out the soldiers. He was the one that said so. He was the one that said so. That he must not roll out the soldiers, because if he does, he should be ready to contend with the ICC. That the soldiers, that the youth must not be killed or fired while protesting. That if that is done to the youth, that he should be ready to contend with the ICC, and that is what is about to happen. My viewers, I tell you that what this administration has caused to Nigerians, I tell you that the next administration will come in first term and in second term, that which it has cost for this country will still be there. Do you know how much we are owing as debt internationally? Are you aware? We are not talking about the insecurity issue again, but let's talk about debt. Do you know? You don't know. If only you know, you will know the reason why we are saying that we are not safe. We're not safe at all in any way. We are not safe. See, my viewers, this country has has eaten deep in corruption, and the administration came in to worsen it and make it to look exactly how how they say that it is. So my viewers, with every reasonable doubt and sincerity, I tell you that Femi Falana is accurate and is right in his dealings and decisions and ideas. All right. So I don't know what's your own idea concerning all that has just been said by Femi Falana, but to me, I think it's accurate. So, deem it fit to leave your comment below the comment box. Click on the subscription button as well as the bell button to get updated whenever we upload any new videos. Thank you.